All right, we are back. Pick some bands, Loshak, and Misa, go. Haha.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. So it looks like we're jumping right in here with the Thor lock-in. Now, Misa, I know that you're normally on this team. You're the captain of this team. Who's playing jungle for these guys?
So the jungler today will be Broken Venus. He's been playing jungle for them for about 2 weeks now. I've had to take a little bit of hiatus due to finals and a hurt hand, so he's been doing really well with them. He primarily plays like ADC and mid lane. However, he's trying out jungle as a newish kind of thing, and I mean the guys like him, so brought him onto the team.
Yeah, I mean, completely understandable there. I'm used to kind of being that jungle, so I was kind of confused on why I saw that Thor because I know him more or less a rat player. Um, but I mean, going for that, we have the Charon, Hachiman dropped down to the bottom three there, and Charybdis was picked over that. Kind of interesting on that. So it was Thor, Charon, Hachiman, and on the other side we have Sobek, Charybdis, and potentially this Agni. Surprised though Wheelix wasn't picked. Wheelix was banned. Never mind. Um, hmm. A very interesting top three here for the Shine.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit out there of a composition, but the big thing here is that Braver and Promosis both have a little bit of a rivalry going on. They both played like ADC against each other quite a few times, so they both know the types of things that the other doesn't like playing into. The big thing with Braver is he lacks a lot of patience when it comes to his plays. So picking the Charybdis and the Agni into that should upset him a little bit. Played a little bit
Right.
more passive into that dual lane. It's probably what they're going for.
Right. I mean, what we saw earlier, even in Gen Chat, I think it was Ryu that was saying like playing against Charybdis, Izanami, and Jingwei, they're just ZZs. It's very boring. Not really something that you want to play into. It really takes the fun out of the game a lot of times, but sometimes that's exactly what you want. You want them to be bored, so they're just making stupid plays or diving you for no reason. Um, so I mean, it might be a strategy. Make
Yeah,
them
I
bored.
definitely, I definitely think they're targeting out Braver with this one because he likes to have more fast-paced games. So it's gonna be a little bit rough for him trying to play into this, but he should be able to buckle down. I mean, it is a tournament. We're playing competitively. We're showing
Mhm.
that KC's the best. So we're here to represent. So he'll be playing on his A game.
Oh, for sure. I mean, this is a multi-org a tournament, and this right here is the last of the remaining orgs here. They're playing against our KC Pixies here. So being Order of the Blight. So wait, Order of the Blight. Wait, hold up. Did I say that right? Hold up. Hold up. Never mind. Give me a second. Wait a second. The Ruined Order. My bad. They're the Ruined Order. My apologies on that one. Yeah. So this is the last of the orgs being the Ruined Order here. So, last chance to really prove that you have what it takes to keep up with KC. So far, not so good. So let's see what you got with this team.
Well, we'll definitely be showing it. I mean, we've already got some really nice comfort picks there. Karan is like a
Mm,
number one comfort on cheese. He absolutely loves that pick. Very aggressive support with it. Hachiman on Braver. I mean, it's one of his favorites. And we've got a Thor for Broken Venus. We have three huge comfort picks here. So already looking good.
right. Yeah, something that I'm very interested about is that the Hunbets was banned from the Shine. I'm very interested on why do you think they are banning that Hunbets? They only had a Sobek, a Charybdis, and an Agni.
So the way they're playing against Shine, I think yeah, okay, so it is Promosis playing jungle for them right now. All right, so they probably allowed our team to know that Promosis was playing jungle, that they were swapping it up a little bit on the roster. So Promosis, he's played jungle against us before, and he played that Kamazots and a Hunbats in a scrim against us before. and the Hoon Bats was very destructive. So I think it's just more of a targeted ban kind of thing to make sure that Promosis isn't on a comfort.
Interesting.
And
Yeah.
the other big thing with the Hoon Bats ult is they're able to like play against the dive. It
Yeah.
allows for really good anti dive,
Mm-hmm.
which my team pure dive, as you can see with our comp. It's pretty much nothing but dive,
Right,
even our mid
right.
laner.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I'm also very interested in the Kama, right? The Kama doesn't get beads out, so they're always going to have beads. They might even beads us low. I mean, the only person that's getting beads out is Sobek. Oh, Uncle Fable's on there. They pulled out Uncle Fable. Goodness, pulling him out. So, however, Uncle Fable, one of the better known solo laners, at least in my opinion, in that diamond and below realm. So I think Get a Wreck is gonna have his hands full over there on the solo lane. In terms of the jungle matchup, I definitely think Thor has that 100%.
It'll definitely be interesting to see how UD plays into it. UD was actually he used to be a professional player at one point back in season 4/5 before he took about a 3-year break. So he's been around for a while. And he's a pretty good player. Uh, he is definitely not quite as good as he used to be, but I'm pretty confident in his skills on that Amaterasu. He plays pretty much any auto attack based solo laner to perfection, in my opinion. Um, I'm surprised he didn't pick up Bologna though. He normally
Right.
goes for the Bologna if it's open.
Right, I've definitely played a lot against him on that Bologna, and I'm telling you, dude, these guys got to start putting low spectate delay on. We're gonna be here forever. Um, but regardless, yeah, I definitely know him more as that Bologna player. I personally hate Amaterasu. I think she's doo-doo garbage. Um, Takes too long to get the stun off. You can't cancel it. It's like, ugh, bad. It's just bad. Don't get me wrong, she's got a lot of sustain, but her early game's pretty bad. Her mid game's okay, and her late game, depending on the team comp, she's useless. Granted, into this one, there's no way to really stop her. Sobek's not stopping an Ama, right?
Yeah.
Charybdis is just going to whirlpool. Agni's just going to dash away. Alma may be able to cover the distance, but depending on what form the one's in at the time for the little bit extra movement speed to try to cover that. But it's not looking good for this Amaterasu, in my opinion, to dive that back line.
Well, this comp here is a comp that I've kind of like my team has made specifically for beads burning. You've got the Charon ultimate right after a Thor ultimate, and then anybody who uses movement abilities and their beads, you immediately have Amaterasu coming in with an ultimate to try and lock them down.
Right.
So it's a full dive composition designed to try and get after the mid laner and the ADC. It's kind of just designed to burn those beads and try and keep people in place. It's pretty toxic in my opinion, but we'll see how they manage to utilize it in the team fight.
All right, well, we're going to hand this off to our casters here, being Hort and Dash.
Good luck, have fun, boys.
Well, 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 would you look at that, Dash? We got all the way to the semifinals. Man, it only took about 6 hours.
Well, looks like Dash may not be here, so it's going to be me. Me and
All
Hort.
right. Hey,
Until
how's
Dash
it
shows
going,
back
buddy?
up.
How's it
Hey,
going?
man,
I'm back.
that's all.
Oh, there he is. He's back. He's back.
I'm
Yep.
out of here.
Yeah, get out of here. Get out of here. Hey, hey, hey. All right.
You're telling me
so
I get to cast a Charybdis Camazotz versus Alma Thor?
you
Raijin?
do.
Wow.
You get a cast to hell.
That's awesome. I love
It's
it.
a good time, buddy. There's going to be so much going on and so much to keep track of that we're just going to have a bad time, probably. Jokes aside, it's a good time. It's a good time. We're having fun with the boys. However, that
Okay,
being said,
I got something interesting already.
all right.
Wukong gonna go axe with probably a Soul Eater there. I think last time we saw Wukong it was Bluestone into Shield. So
Yes, yeah, that is something interesting. Another thing interesting is the Eye of the Jungle on Camazotz. I think now that Bobble has kind of been in the meta, Right, and it is something that we should still be seeing because 50% cooldown on Camazotz is disgusting. Same with Thor. It should be rather interesting to not go the Bumbas. Bumbas being that consistent 10% cooldown at the end of the build. So we'll see how that ends up going for him.
Do you think that he subs in another cooldown item in place of that, or do you think he just skips the bottle altogether?
I think he likely will need the bauble this game, which is a bit awkward. Right, because you want that Into the Skies Camazot's ultimate to, or Bat Out of Hell, if you will, to be up as much as possible, especially with Thor likely going the same build, that bauble. Another thing interesting is Amaterasu deciding to upgrade Teleport and get a Health Chalice instead of a Tier 1 item.
8 pots total for that Amaterasu.
Definitely 8 pots total. Crazy. It's crazy out here. Speaking of crazy, Charybdis does end up doing Charybdis things and out clearing literally everybody that isn't on the Urishtar.
Right. Makes sense.
Also, double Mannequin this game. Again, I'm not a fan of Mannequin on Charybdis in particular. I would have preferred to see the Death Soul. Speaking of what I prefer to see, this is what I like to see. We get our dash at level 2 on Charon. This is good.
It's just decent burst damage. Really good for the soul in all reality.
Yes, definitely. Speaking of not good for the soul, we're going to be going back and forth between mid and jungle, or sorry, mid and duo here. As we have some weirdness going on. Speaking of some weirdness going on, that is very weird. Is Camazotz just able to... No, only gets one heartbeat. Oh. But Fable ends up getting a solo kill onto the Amaterasu. Unfortunately, that just is a tier 1 item differential there.
It's and also Amaterasu early game. You never win early game on that character.
That is true. You do never win early.
Trying to step up as hard as they did. I mean, the TP is upgraded, and the Wukong also did not get TP to start the game. He went Blink, which I can't respect, you know?
Yeah, you gotta respect the man that goes Blink first, you know? Looks like he's still trying to fight here. Which is interesting.
We got a little skirmish going on.
Yeah, we have quite a little skirmish as Fable gets another solo kill onto the Amaterasu. Unfortunately, we don't get to see that, as we have a little bit more stuff going on in duo lane as the Camazotz ends up making the rotation.
Right.
Unlucky. Truly.
That's very unlucky.
That being said, I do know Seepage. I played with Seepage a few times, and he is a good mid laner. So I'm interested to see how this goes. However, he is building Sands of Time, and I cannot agree with that. I cannot. I will not.
How do you feel about 50% cooldown on Agni this game?
Yes. That's why I don't agree with Sands.
I like that answer. Yes.
Yeah, it's why I don't agree with Sands. I would prefer to see anything else, and by that I mean not fucking Shroud, you know, a Jim, just Jim. Hell, Axe maybe.
You know, I'm not even that mad that this Amano is starting off 0-2. Generally, a character that loses lane wins games, so.
That is true. That is a thing that does happen. It's Zapman's passive. So here's hoping that the soul laner for the Pixies ends up channeling the true Zapman energy here.
Right.
Honestly, if this was you and me in this dual lane dash, I would have dashed in there. Speaking of dashing in, oh no, buddy. As Thor is in the air.
Over in mid
big pick in mid. Raijin does end up having to use the ult and gets the Agni beads for that. Thor was also in the air just to make sure that things were going kosher.
Also, I think this is our first Karen game that we've not Karen, but Sobek game that we've cast.
Correct.
Which is kind of surprising to me. I think that
it is very surprising.
Very powerful.
Speaking of surprising, this isn't.
I don't. It looks like Karen's gonna fall here to the Camazotz. Camazotz gonna eat a couple tower shots.
Hachiman could
Maybe
have
if
ulted that.
Hachi could have ulted and done a quick dash off it to get the pick there. It might have costed his life though, because Charybdis does have ult up still. In early game, that ult can be used offensively. Late game, you kind of want to hold it for
Agreed.
escape.
You know, at the very least, Alma is not dying again yet,
Right.
and that's good.
Actually, I think Alma's only down half a level or so.
Yeah, let's go ahead and bring up the graphs a little bit. As Hachiman is doing the me thing, where he doesn't back until he gets his Devourer's Gauntlets, and I can respect that. We're only about 1,000 gold down for being 3 kills down,
And I think
which
most of
isn't
that's
great.
coming through solo lanes. So.
I think so, honestly. Because you can bring up the net
Yeah,
worth
oh.
to tell about 700 of it going through the solo lane and the rest from duo.
Right.
So everyone else is just about at equality. As now we get to see a little bit of the good old jungle dance.
Right. A little hello. You know, a little, I'll hit you with ability. I hit you with 3 and do the same amount of damage. Sport life.
As Ark has to use the ult defensively there just to make sure that they end up keeping their life. As now Thor is in the air looking for the Sun Wukong. A good ult means that he is going to end up diving down, but unfortunately it's just not enough damage. As Alma does have ult here, I wouldn't be surprised if they use it. The Camazotz
You don't
is
have
now
enough
here.
mana for it.
He does have enough mana now. As he
Okay,
ends up
but it's also
whiffing,
just
but
whiff.
speaking of whiffing, hey Promosis, how's it going?
Good
Speaking
news,
of
he has
whiffing,
defensive
oh
defense
no,
or
that's a
something.
whiff.
Oh.
That's a whiff and a half. Alma gets the credit for that kill. Oh, buddy, you don't want to see that if you're a Camazotz believer.
Horrible. Horrible for that Camazotz. Big shutdown kill going the way of the Amaterasu as well. Skyrockets her up the net worth chart, by the way.
We're now only 500 gold down from her direct lane opponent. That is rough. That is
what you wanna see-
RUFF rough.
So the Sobek, I think, is also the first person. I think it's the first time we've seen them go straight into Gauntlet of Thebes.
We did see them go into Thebes
not
earlier
to the
today.
Nation Cloak, right? Oh, did we see straight Thebes, no midi cloak?
Yeah, we did see it, I think, on the Ares. Oh, one of the Ares games.
That felt like a lifetime ago now.
It was, honestly. You know, we were different men then, and now we are,
Right.
we are ourselves. But not at the same time. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore, Dash. I gotten to the
Me
point
neither.
where we are going crazy.
Hachiman losing the 1v1 against the Charybdis. He's
Yeah,
gonna
that
be able
will
to get out
happen.
because, you know.
However,
Hachiman-
you know what else happens? The double kill in mid. Nice damage, nice collapse, and awareness on this mid.
They also
laner.
got the beads out of the Agni again. I'm assuming that was off the Thor ultimate. this
Thor
time.
or the original. You can never be quite sure.
Right. So how are we feeling about this game right now? It's pretty back and forth. It's despite being 1,000 gold, almost 1,000 gold down. Pixies really doesn't feel that far behind.
No, honestly, it feels like they're still trying to get aggressive. They're still looking for leads. They're still looking to push something. Right, mid lane in particular having the biggest lead on map so far.
Right.
That is in the solo lane, but I mean, hey, you know, we don't talk about that one. Actually, no, even then, only 200 gold up now and 400 gold up in the mid lane. A lot of this
Right,
deficit
it's
coming
not-
from duo. That 900 gold down.
Little leads.
And that full, almost full, Devo stacks down, unfortunately, on this Hachiman. But you don't need to be good on the Hachiman, right? You eventually, all ADCs get to late game. It is just merely the truth and nothing but. As Hachiman now trying to take the poke battle against Charybdis, and that's not something you do. As now the Thor is in the air, lands back towards his support, and is able to get out scot-free.
Right. I'm not all too surprised that this Hachiman is having just the slightest bit of problems against this Charybdis, especially since he ended up also going the mannequins route.
Yes.
Charybdis is just going to proc it more on you than you can proc it on her, so...
Oh yes, most definitely.
Wukong, though, wild item here.
Which,
Breastplate of Determination straight up.
Yeah, just straight up upgrading into that glyph. Very interesting decision-making from
And
the
is this
Sun
Season
Wukong.
8? Because I see a double flat pen start out of this Raijin.
I do as well. It is interesting, to say the least. Speaking of interesting, hey, what's up, buddy? Your blue buff is mine, bitch. Speaking of what else is mine, the Thor's life bar will likely be mine here in a second if I can get to him. No, wait, no. The Dazzling Offensive
Almost no mana
is
on
good.
this Amazon.
But unfortunately, Thor trolls the hell out of their solo laner. Unlucky, honestly, for this Thor. Ends up falling to the Sun Wukong.
It's disgusting. All Sun Wukong makes one thing.
And it's Jingu Bang.
Bang!
And Jingu Bang did happen. Just for those of you that are watching, Jingu Bang did in fact happen.
As it stands right now, with this almost keeping credibility on the early deaths.
I'm sorry, you just went real quiet there, buddy. What's going on?
Oh no. Oh, I said, despite the early 2 deaths from this Amaterasu, her still being able to keep parity in lane means that the Pixies are going to have a really, really good late game.
You know, I have to agree. Especially that late game is exactly what Amaterasu is known for. Right? Dazzling offensive. And going directly into the Vital Amplifier. How do you feel about that one?
I know Amata can almost keep the stacks on indefinitely with just a little bit of cooldown, so... It's going to be very interesting to see.
And Alma does love cooldown.
Mm-hmm. That extra damage, though, if she gets on a backliner, she pretty much just sticks on them.
She pretty much kills
It does
them.
not end up going well.
Speaking of killing them, hey, what's up, Agni? How's it going, buddy? You almost killed the Raijin. That's not cool. Speaking of which, we do see a bit of a differentiation in the builds here. Uh-oh.
I'm still here.
Okay, cool. They paused, and I thought I DC'd.
Oh, everybody's still running, so I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I was the same way. Did Smite servers just crash?
Did they?
No,
clue.
okay, no, they unpaused. Okay.
It was an unpaused. Thor just walks up and gets in the little.
It might have
scuffle with
also
the
been
Sun Wukong.
stasis mode. We aren't... Yeah, it's okay. It's fine. It happens.
Can I get a timer from you real quick? What's your game time at?
About 12 minutes. 12 minutes.
Okay, cool. I'm still with you then.
That is very weird here, as... Oh my god, Raijin ends up catching out the Agni dash, and the Amaterasu gets credit for that kill with the Dazzling Offensive and those Taiko drums. Now, Ark needs to try to find a way to live here, but no Aegis means no life bar, as Sobek gets credit for that kill using that Lurking in the Waters. The ADC has rotated, but where is your ADC? Getting that nice old-fashioned farm. As now it is a 3-for-1, just the mid laner ending up taking a spill in this one. As now, the solo lane is looking to destroy this jungler, and destroy the jungler they shall. Speaking of getting destroyed, hey Hachiman, how's it going? You destroyed the Sobek's life bar. Neat. So in all that time happening, it is now just the solo lane smackfest that we all know and hate.
Right.
As Thor is in the air looking for this Sobek, but instead it's the Hachiman that rotates over towards the Sun Wukong. Unfortunately, no autos hit because, you know, we don't hit those.
Nope. It's very hard to hit point-blank autos.
It is very hard to hit point-blank autos, as now Amaterasu ends up falling to the combined might of literally everybody else on the enemy team. As the Raijin is in, and the Taiko drums are being used. Charybdis has to go into the Maw to escape death, as the rest of the Pixies are now looking to play up, playing aggressively. As now, Braver
down right at the back
gets killed.
right there.
And Thor tries to get a cheeky double tap, but misses the wall entirely.
Unfortunate.
That's rough,
that
buddy.
one. Definitely enough to keep them in the game, though. That was a really big
It's
turnaround.
interesting. They're going for the Gold Fury here, but there's not... Cheese is not here. You know, you do need cheese if you're trying to get some good wine from this Gold Fury.
Right.
As Sun
Camazotz
Wukong
is gonna
might be able to make the
snip
rotation
this one
over.
out.
Camazotz does end up getting stunned now, as it's now a almost 0 HP Camazotz, but the same HP on Thor and the Hachiman. As the Gold Fury has been attempted twice, and both times they have just backed off. As now the back camps for the Pixies gets invaded by the Sun Wukong. Unlucky.
Very much so unlucky.
Speaking of unlucky, the Sun Wukong is getting this red buff.
He does end up securing
As now
it.
Fable is getting
Going to take a lot of damage.
a lot of damage. But he does end up going up into that Somersault Cloud, as he is now just looking for the Raijin, but Raijin is just better with the Aegis. Uses the relic perfectly, and now it is a 1 for none. But the red buff did get invaded,
Right.
and that breaks the mental.
Pixies
As
also did end up taking
Get
2
Erected
towers.
is now behind.
Oh, what is this?
As
Agni dashes
Agni
in.
dashed in for the Raijin, but unfortunately he gets collapsed on by 4. Very close on this Raijin. But now they're just looking
Right.
for the objectives, trying to play as objective-minded as possible. Speaking of objective-minded, Amaterasu gets that sprint.
Ooh, I like that. It's very, very interesting. 'Cause normally it would have been a Frenzy. Now Frenzy's on sprint, so you're going to pick up the sprint.
Sobek
cool.
being here means that they're able to
Sobek
secure
steals
that.
it.
I don't know why we continued on it. We know Lurking in the Waters does a lot of damage.
Right.
It is unfortunate out here for
And
the
with that
boys.
Pridwin proc right on the end of Lurking in the Waters. Never a great time for you.
I would love to see them go towards the Pyromancer now, though. Arc not being there and not being able to be there is definitely a huge detriment to the ability to do that Gold Fury.
Right. And with the Bracer of Brilliance already upgraded by the Heron, they're going to have really, really good objective damage.
Agreed, and they do have the Relic Dagger already, as now Agni is getting gone on by the rest of the members of the Pixies, but Sobek's now out of position and alone, looking at someone,
Right.
but someone isn't no one.
They did get both relics off the Agni, so if Agni does decide to come back in here...
It looks like
he's
Agni
just-
is looking to come back in, but a good blink on Sobek means that the Charon might just be getting hurt here, as Get Erected is now looking for this Camazotz. The
Alma
wave
does
is
enough
coming through.
by herself. Ooh,
The
here comes
biggest
the
problem
Sun
is the
Wukong.
Sun Wukong looking at this Raijin, and Raijin does end up going down here. As now Alma is alone in the front and the back, all at the same time. As the sprint was
Whoa,
good,
whoa,
but not quite good enough. Why? My ears are ringing. That sucks. Anyway, he's got flashbanged.
Meanwhile, the
Got concussion.
green and purple buff are getting invaded by this Charybdis, who's just started to take this lead way out here.
Yeah, by
Getting a 2-level
storm.
lead. And at least 500 to 600 gold as well.
Yeah, someone needs
Oh,
to
I
help
lied.
this
Try
Hachiman.
2,000 gold ahead.
2200. 2200.
2,200 gold ahead.
Yes,
This
2200
Amaterasu,
ahead.
though,
They
definitely
did end
getting-
up securing the Pyromancer as well for the Shine. And now
Right.
this gold lead has ended up going towards that about 3000 mark.
How do you feel about this third item Prof Cloak off the Amaterasu?
I don't like the third item. I would have loved it second item, however.
Right.
But I do know that you need the cooldown, and that is important.
Wouldn't Magi's have been better there?
Honestly, I would have loved a Spirit Robe.
Hmm.
Or a Pridwin. Both of those items are still good.
Right.
But she's going into the Shogun's Kusari, most likely next. Trying to get that attack speed back up. Trying to use that passive appropriately. As Beacon is the next objective on map, and it looks like both teams are trying to fight over it. But Ark is playing a little bit scared, a little bit baby scared boy. About as Thor ends up landing onto this Camazotz, uses the wall and tries to get Camazotz into the air before he dies. Unfortunately, he does go into the air and Thor dies anyway. As the wave comes through, the wave was good, but it wasn't good enough. As now Get Erected is getting the back camps, while the rest of the enemy team is looking for this mid tower. There's nothing Hachiman can do, unfortunately. It's just better grouping.
It looks like Shine is definitely pulling ahead now, almost 5,000 gold lead as they get ready and set up for the Primal Fury. I really don't enjoy them taking fights without their whole team there. I think this Thor is getting a little bit too ambitious and starting to really fall behind.
Especially with the Transcendence build from this Thor. It's a bit awkward for him. By the way, again, I can't stand mannequins on Charybdis. I'm still gonna say it.
Right.
It doesn't proc as much, and that is sad.
And this Charybdis is really feasting right now.
That being said, I love Oboe and Kinsize. So, hey.
Oboe and Kinsize, very fun items.
Yeah, very fun and interactive items, actually.
Oh wow, I missed it. I think that was a pre-level 20, or pre-20 minutes, level 20 off this from this.
Yes, no, it was.
Yeah, it's definitely getting a lot of farm.
Lots of farm, and
let's see if they can.
Nothing really to do about it, right? Because even if you do rotate on the Charybdis, as they were saying earlier in a game with a Charybdis, you have to get through 3 sets of beads.
Can feel a bit extreme, but come late game, just 1 CC has to land in that character. Or goes up in the sky. I think he's looking for this Agni, just misses the dunk into the wall combo, and that Agni's going to get out for free.
Unlucky. Agni Beat's still down for about 20 seconds, so they might be able to do something about that. Speaking of doing something here, Camazotz is rotating towards the Amaterasu, but what are you going to do to her?
Right.
What are you going to do? Who do you think you are?
Just keep pushing buttons, guys.
Speaking of who do you think you are, Thor is over in duo lane, which is weird.
It looks like they're going to try and get a little split push here.
It looks like they're going to try to get a little T2 action as Ark ends up getting gone on by all 3 of the members in mid currently. And now it looks like a Fire Giant call for the Shine. Fable is over in duo trying to stop this tower from going down, but Thor is still on it even if Hachiman is not. Hachiman is tanking as much of this tower as he can reliably, and now Thor should be able to get out. As the Shine does end up getting the Fire Giant.
Shine gets Fire Giant, but they did get the T2 in left.
Beads age, gets the Beads ages from Thor, and Thor ends up falling either way here. As now the Shine is looking to push up solo side, trying to get all of the towers on this right side of the map. Might even try for a Phoenix, but Get Erected has a wave up here, and he's getting that D2. It's a full-on Clown Fiesta style split push, and there isn't much they can actually do about it. As he's going for the bird, he's still going for it. He don't care. He says, "Ha! Shame on you."
He did end up losing his waves. That's that whole push gone now.
That is unlucky.
The Sun Wukong is in mid lane, gonna beat on this tower for a little bit, but not gonna be able to take it. He is definitely not enough damage to do that by himself.
Nope. Wait, which one are you? You are that one. Yay. Speaking of doing it by himself, though, he doesn't have to, and Ark ends up getting gone on by the rest of the team as well. Ends up taunting Sun Wukong in instead of trying to fear him away. Unlucky, honestly, as now the jungler is still trying. He's still looking for stuff. We can respect it, but Charon gets plucked back into this tower. And now it gets interesting. By the way, it was not a Shogun's Kusari, it was the Oni Hunter's Garb and the Death's Embrace for this Amaterasu.
I just watched this Amaterasu eat about 4 autos from his Charybdis and take 25% of her health. Not a great time right there.
For Charybdis, agreed.
Charybdis now full build. Definitely going to be an interesting couple of minutes here while we wait for the next fire giant. 'Cause I think the sieging is about done from the Shine right now.
Agreed. I think the next thing coming up is going to be this Gold Fury. It's what they are trying to look for. I'm a bit surprised to see that Hachiman did not go for the... I'm trying to think. I have drawn a blank. Oh, the upgraded glyph on the Executioner already, given that he is up against this Kamazats and Sun
Right.
Wukong. But...
And Sobek, for that matter.
And Sobek. And Charybdis, you know, with the Life Seal.
Right.
And Agni. Agni doesn't have any healing.
There's no anti-heal on either team, though.
The Divine Ruin.
Alright, there's a Divine Ruin. Holy space now.
Hey, you know what? I get that. I feel that.
Yeah, I really need to see something out of this Thor here in this next team fight.
Yeah, I need to... Oh, wait. The pause again? Or is it stasis mode?
We have paused. Oh, we're in stasis mode. Woo.
I don't know why we're in stasis mode. We had the full delay going on, but... As yep, they're back. They end up catching out the dash from the Sobek, but a beautiful wave and beautiful damage means that just about everybody under that Phoenix is going to be feeling quite a bit of pain. The good thing about Reginald is that you can definitely make sure that people end up doing their damnedest to stay alive. Thor ends up falling to the backline menace that is the Charybdis, as now the rest of the Pixies try to make sure that someone falls, and the fall is going to come to the Kamazats. Bat out of hell, go back to hell. As now Fable looks like he's about to fall too. If Braver can hit literally one auto, he does hit an auto, but instead it's the 3 from the Amaterasu that gets credit for that kill. As just now Charybdis is going to almost fall and should end up falling here. As Get Erected is still on the chase.
More of a juicy target.
Agni is a juicy target, but the Charybdis is much easier to end up falling. As Agni does get the stun. A good stun, but not much in terms of the actual damage department. As for some reason I can't see the Agni stuns when they show up. A good silence and good damage means that Agni does fall as well. And now it is a 4 for none. Maybe 4 for 1. 4 for 1. Thor did die. That is correct.
Right. Thor did give his life to keep the distraction going on the left. They did end up securing that left Phoenix. And the Fire Giants respawning here soon. I think the Pixies should have really good positioning over this next Fire Giant fight.
They definitely should.
Contend on it.
It's all depending on what exactly they end up trying to do around this Fire Giant, right? Where do we position? What are we trying to actually look for here? Who do we send to try to defend against the fire waves? And it should be this Amaterasu, right? Making sure that we can have that TP pressure. We still have a technical 5-man there. That's going to be the most important, as now the advantage has gone. And Charon ends up dashing into both frontliners. And nothing really comes of it, because it is 2 tanks against a Charon.
Right.
Whoever would have guessed, honestly, as now the other tanks
just a slap fight and a half going on right now.
Are on the Pyromancer. Pyromancer does end up falling, and now Fire Giant gets started by the Sobek, as Amaterasu is now on the left side of the map. We might want to get that team fight going if that's what we're looking for, or do we just give it up because they're going to overstep again, they're going to misplay. As the wave ends up rolling through, it is very close, but not quite enough, as Thor now lands onto the backline. Fable does have to use that Somersault Cloud to try to get out, as Thor is definitely feeling some pain. And Thor does end up falling to the combined might of everybody on the side of the Shine. Charon gets plucked out of his dash. It is rather unlucky for him, as now the Hachiman has to go onto the horse to try to make it out of that one alive. So Dash, I want to talk to you a little bit about this Phoenix Siege while we get the chance. Obviously they're getting this bird, but how many do you think are going to fall for it? 1, 2, or none?
I I think we might end up seeing a gameplay
call?
here as the Raijin also ends up going down. They get the mid Phoenix. Only people up are the Amaterasu and the Hachimon. Both don't have ults, and no relics available for the Amaterasu.
It is unlucky in this hood, Dash. It is very unlucky in this hood, as the Shine end up winning this game. I wouldn't say handedly, though. The Pixies definitely had some fight back. They had some good pushback, but they need to clean it up quite a bit.
Yeah, this Thor really did not have enough presence in this game. Like he was there, the Thor player was there hitting abilities, but just not enough coming out of that jungle position.
Agreed. I need to see more on this Thor, and honestly, I need to see more from this duo laner. Hachimon is the easiest character to play.
Yeah.
For an ADC. I hate to say it, it's the truth. I love Hachimon. Don't get me wrong. But he is the easiest character to play for an ADC. And you can't be pushing up that far. Right? You can't be trying to lose these 1v1s that hard.
You know what that game was from Shadow Braver? That was a Stewart game right there.
That was a Stu game. That you are right, Dash. That was a Stu game. So let's bring it back to the desk, which is now going to be the three of us, Hortluz, Dash, and Loshak. As we can talk a little bit more about this game before we get into game number 2. What are we at, by the way? You don't actually get stats. Get wrecked because I pressed the wrong button. That's how that works.
But yeah, no. So I mean, something that we did see there was, I mean, I saw a lot of Thor ults. A lot of Thor ults were connecting, just not on the targets that they needed to be hit. And even when it was hitting him, it looked like Thor was hitting with a wet paper towel most of the time. I'm like, I saw what Ark was trying to do off a lot of these Thor ults. He would ult after the Thor landed, or even prior to the Thor landing, trying to set up for that Thor, trying to get a little bit of extra damage.
Oh, we are actually in this game. Picks and bans are already through. That is weird. But
I like this. No 10-minute pause.
No 10-minute pause. We're just going in. Hey, this is a good one. We were trying to look up the stats for last game and talk about it. Let's talk about these bans. Athena, Sobek, Hachimon, Ares, Odin, and Kukulkan. Relatively standard bans across the board. And we decided to first pick the Hunbots.
Ares is a little bit of an older band, kind of interested on that one. But yeah, the Hunbots first pick. That's definitely, well, I mean, at the same time, they did also first pick their jungle last time. I wonder if maybe they're not confident with their jungle and they just feel like they have to get the first pick in. Also, this guy's a scumbag.
Playing Charybdis 2 games in a row.
Again, really scummy.
You know, he does live up to his name, Walking Tumor.
Yeah.
It is true. You are Cancer. I hate to say it, buddy. If you don't play the crab skin, by the way, because it's Cancer, what are you even doing? Shiva locked in top 2. They are trying something here. They are looking to play with our hearts.
Oh yes. But I can't really blame them at the same time. I mean, but like what we saw earlier is we did not see something handed, right? Like that wasn't what we saw from the free agents game 1, right? That was not that. This is definitely something that that was a lot of back and forth and kind of got out of hand a little later on that it went. So the Shiva, I feel like Shiva's another lane bully, right? But I think he falls off very, very hard late. As long as you can coordinate.
I'm very surprised that we haven't seen a Guardian, however. Guardians are the biggest lane bullies around right now with Conduit Gym and that Bobble build. I'm very surprised to not have seen any Guardian last game that was
Ardio get some buffs? I know we all love watching Ardio get played. So.
Yeah, we do love watching Ardio get played. But no, Ardio hasn't really received enough buffs to come back into circulation. The ones I'm talking about are Xingqian, Kuzenbo, weirdly enough, and not Ganesh in solo, but it is Cthulhu.
Yep.
Ganesh Ram.
Ganesh, Ram, and Duo. We're going back old school on this one. And, you know, I can respect the hustle, for sure.
What's your opinion on the Ganesh pick?
Into the Shiva, I love it. I literally cannot do anything, right? I mean,
Right.
granted, the Shiva could go attack speed. Unfortunately, I've seen it a lot, and it's not the worst. It's not as good as the ability damage, but it's not the worst. Um, but I love it into a Shiva because he's gonna double dash in or blink in. He's just gonna look at you. That's all he's gonna do. Because most likely he's not going to get beads because he does have that safety in his dashes and a full CC immune alt. So he's probably not going to get beads to try to pre-beads the Ganesh Silence.
Cthulhu will expand away. Geb was the last pick in this top 3. Interesting.
I respect Geb players. I can't play that character to
I
save my
hate
life.
Geb.
though.
Oh yeah, a good Geb changes the entire game. Now the bigger, scummier thing is they have a Charybdis and a Geb.
Charybdis
So not
Geb
only is
and some good bands coming through. Wheelix,
Yes.
Thanatos, Cthulhu, Agni. They have clear pressure and no pressure all at the same time
Right.
in duo lane. It's a wonderful
Right.
time to be alive. I'm interested to see what seepage goes to in mid lane now that Agni was banned away from him, by the way. They banned his character away, as he was picking
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely see C-Page on a lot of picks, a lot of MILF, a lot of Agni, and that's really about it. That's really kind of what I know him for.
A lot of
C-Page.
Scylla. When he's in support, he plays Baron. You know, the
Oh, yeah,
standard.
yeah.
Discordia is one that
Oh.
is interesting.
Yeah, not something I've seen, especially with a Ganesh or a Hunbats. I mean, you know where you're not hiding in that fog. You know what I mean?
And
don't
Thoth
care.
was up, by the way. I completely slipped my mind. Thoth was
Wow.
up. That is rough, buddy. That is super rough.
So what are you gonna play in solo to get those beads out for that Hunbats? Is my question.
Thoth.
With you? Hopefully not the Amma.
Hopefully not the
I
Amma.
don't
I
really
would have
want to
loved
see
to
the
I
Guan.
wanna
Amma
see
come
Guan.
back.
I want to see a Guan. That's what I want to see.
I would have loved to see the Guan. I would love to see Jingxin here.
Jing Chen would be perfect as well. I completely agree.
Bologna is not it, Chief.
It's
I
not
don't-
bad, but it's not.
Bologna ain't it,
good.
Chief. I hate to tell you.
Yeah.
Just get out.
Daji
Ooh,
is
that's a
the
good
follow-up
one. I love
jungler.
that pick.
That is a
Yeah.
beautiful pick for the Shine. That is brutal.
Yeah, that's pretty catastrophic, unfortunately. Oh my gosh! Imagine the Daji ults into the Cataclysms. I don't even wanna
Or
think
just a
about it.
Daji ult into the golden apple and then just blop,
yes.
you're gone.
Yep, Golden Apple into the was it Strife, the 2?
Yeah,
Mhm.
But you're not getting away from it. Ugh.
that
What a
that
pick. That Daji pick was massive.
sucks. That
was-
sucks for our boys on the Pixies.
Yeah.
But let's talk about how they can actually play into it, right? I think that Daji ended up rounding out this team comp from the Shine very handedly. But there is some good to be had from the side of the Pixies. The biggest problem that we can see is how do you get beads out for the Sunbots consistently? The Ohm might be a good option on this Daji, but you don't want to dive as Ganesh. You want him to be your backline peel. So it really comes down to 50% cooldown on Hunbots and getting your own beads. That's going to have to
Yeah.
be the truth.
I think that's what it is. It's going to be a Hunbats that will help out the Ganesh because they won't be able to beads that. It's not going to be the Ganesh helping out the Hunbats with beads. Honestly, I think the Hunbats is kind of out to dry, truly, because he's going to jump in, he's going to ult, and then they're just going to kill him.
Agreed.
Disco, I mean, if the Disco's paying attention, she's just going to Golden Apple. If it's Daji, she's going to go up in her pillar. Really, the only choice they have is a Geb. Probably the worst thing you want to hear is like, oh yeah, my best choice to kill is a Geb. Everybody else either has CC immunity, a really good escape, or both. Maybe
Just think
besides
top
Disco.
picking
that's-
top picking the Hunbats is just never gonna
right,
go well.
right. I'm also surprised they didn't pick the Wheelix into the Hunbats as well, especially with the Geb.
Karen was also up, by the way.
Carolyn was up, yep. I mean, it got a decent amount of value with that wave. I'm not going to say amazing value, but it got decent value for sure.
Also, Wheelix was banned, by the way.
I was saying top 3.
Oh, for top 3.
Yeah.
I don't like grabbing the duo lane as early as they did. with what was up.
I mean, you're picking Charybdis. I mean,
Not you.
it is what it is.
Not Charybdis. I was talking about our duo.
the Rama.
Yeah.
I got you.
Rock
I got
is
you.
actually-
Honestly, a good
Yeah.
way to counter out this Charybdis' pressure in lane is to pick the On Her.
Yep.
On Her, one of the more potent ADCs in the late game, specifically due to that pillar. But On Her also does one thing really good, and that is bully people. The second Charybdis goes into that capsize, that 3. Lights out. Also, I hope I'm saying that right. Is it no? No, it's Whirlpool form. What's capsize? Capsize is the 2. Unfortunate. Anyway.
I didn't even know that was the 2. I was like, I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, capsize is the 2. For some reason, it got into my brain that it was 3, but no, it's just called Whirlpool form because they're
Yeah.
uninspired.
Something I would have really liked instead of the Rama was the X-Ball. If you know you're
Shibboleth
going for the
would have been
Hunbats,
great.
the X-Ball alt would have made it even more of a hassle. Because you're just going to, maybe even X-Ball alt, like if, let's say you consistently are Hunbatsing X-Ball alting, when eventually you can just X-Ball alt and people are going to freak out. Because they figure that Hunbats alt's going to come. It has that little bit of extra layer of danger.
Agreed. There is definitely a layer of danger there. I don't know how to feel about this one, as we will go to the casters, which is the 3 of us. Hey guys, how's it going?
Dang, you're really throwing me in
Yeah, hey, you're in here now.
There it is. But yeah, I mean, we can kind of keep chatting a little bit about it. Yeah, it's definitely a tough go, right, for the Pixies going into the shine here. Because the question is, who is wrecked and broken diving, right? It's a Charybdis and a Disco. Your best choice is Disco. Ironically enough, the hardest choice is probably also Disco. With that Strife, the Golden Apple, it's gonna be a tough dive. I really don't know what relics a Rex should get. I mean, he needs the beads, but I feel like he also needs the blink. Because if he's initiating the fights with his ultimate, he's not going to be able to cover the distance to get on that disco properly.
Yeah, what he's going to need to do is forego teleport, or just walk out of base with it, unfortunately. I also, again, I'll say it time and time again, I hate Destal on specific.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, we've seen it all day. Was the Death Toll on these auto attack warriors? I don't really understand why. Animosity Axe, or what's it called?
Axe of Animosity. Yeah.
Axe of Animosity, there it is. Is a very potent tool. It gives you tankiness. It gives you the ability to kill. Don't get me wrong, Death Toll gives you sustain. Cool. But what does it matter if you can't kill? If you're not tanky enough to kill someone, that extra power that the Death Toll upgrade gives you is not enough to justify it, in my opinion.
Agreed. Especially because...
To get some medicine real quick? I will be right back.
Well, hey, you know what? Now it's only 2 of us.
For the weak. No, in all seriousness, no. I think the Thoth is dead pretty often, truly. Only so many beads you can have in this game, unfortunately. I expect Ganesh to pick up a Magi's Cloak, which sucks.
I expected second
I
item.
need it. Yeah, well, he went Frenzy, or he went Horrific. I needed to see this Ganesh go beads. I really did. I needed to see just 5 beads across the board, just straight down.
I don't think so. I don't think it's needed all that much. I do agree that beads will be necessary in the later stage of the game, but I don't think it's particularly necessary right now.
I mean, my biggest worry is that it's going to be the dodge the into the Gabe Cataclysm and whatever the heck Charybdis can bring, which is just a bunch of autos, a bunch of little baby autos. I hate Charybdis. I really do. Scumbag.
Agreed.
But,
I definitely do not like the Charybdis. By the way, as Bologna could have been cheeky and stolen away that blue buff.
I know. I saw he walked over, thought about it, but just didn't go for it, which I think is odd. If you're able to deny that first blue, I don't want to say it's GG's, but it's pretty close to it in that solo lane, especially since this Shiva's going ability based on his build. He needs that blue buff.
There you are. We are aware of where this Daji is, which means that they should be aware that Hunbots is nearby. But instead, Hunbots is kind of just playing very passively, very wishy-washy, if you will.
I definitely feel like he's playing scared because he is a level 2 Hunbats. Oh?
Also, 2 Eye of the Jungles, by the way.
I don't mind that on Humbats, though.
I do.
Okay, well, I don't know.
Yeah, 50% cooldown on bots. That is the play. You get Bumba's hammer, you
No, I
go
guess
blop,
it's
blop,
fair.
blop, 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 and you are fine.
Good poke. Good little poke right there.
Little poke, little poke.
Yeah, little poke. You're never gonna get crazy poke because there's gonna be a gap shield. They had to eat through it. It's not gonna be as much as what you wished it was, right? But something I would like to see is this. This Humbats just kind of focus on farming. Most players don't feel like they're a playable character till level 5. So I really want to see them get in there. Also, this game is beating the crap.
Yeah, Geb is absolutely demolishing
what
this
the
round.
heck, dude? I feel like
That's
Geb's
how
got
it'll be.
mannequins.
There was a gank from the Dodgy over in solo lane that ended up taking out the Bologna. As Bologna has now bought 2 wards and says, you know what? Fine. Early wards.
Did 2 wards
Hell
and
with
no
you.
health pots? Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay.
Health Chalice and upgrade TP.
Is that mannequins again? We're going back to the mannequins. Didn't we
Yeah,
just
more
see
mannequin.
them not go mannequins?
No, they were
Cow?
mannequins
Was that
last
the game?
time.
That might have been the game prior. It was cows.
That was the game with the free agents.
There's a lot of games today. A lot of games today.
Lots of games, lots of sets,
Yeah.
lots of good-ish smite, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah. No, it is what it is. The later it goes, the better it should be, right? That's the theory.
However, the
Something
later
I
it
do
goes, the more fatigued our teams do get. As Get Erected ends up getting a
Hey.
solo kill onto
It's
Fable.
a solo. Good solo.
Man, that is a crazy situation for Fable there.
Yeah, that's,
Imagine getting soloed by, you know, Bologna, of all people. It's crazy.
that's a Shiva. It's crazy.
Truly crazy. Speaking of crazy, Hunbot's very close, as now Get Erected is... He didn't go for the Bologna. Very
Yeah,
weird.
that was. Yeah, no beads. I get the idea that you want to pull this Hunbats instantly because he chained him, dropped as fast as he could. But yeah, I definitely agree with you. The Bologna with very low mana would have been a much better target.
Low mana, no beads.
Yep. So yeah, not a lot of defense. Not really. I don't really know what they were thinking there. I guess because the Daji themselves were also decently low with no mana as well. But I mean, anything is better.
Yeah,
than
but
that
Fable
was.
could have done
got
something.
beats.
Speaking of Fable
Yeah,
doing
got beats
something.
though at the end of the day.
Hey buddy, how's it going? He's starting to dance on him.
Yeah, I think this is a misplay here by UD letting him do all this amount of damage here. It could easily be a solo kill over there.
Likely will be as it is, as we barely go over there. As now the Fear No Evil comes out, forcing out the Charybdis beads.
I mean, you'll take
And
that.
Rom decides to dash in. He's going for
I
it.
mean,
Speaking of dashing, let's look at Golden
Grips
Hand.
is that interesting one where she has 3 sets of beads, what I mentioned earlier. So it's like, cool, you got that first physical set of beads, but the next time she may just halt. She may just 3 if you can get her in time. Or before she goes down, right?
Speaking of getting her before she goes down, the Golden Apple was used in mid. Looks like it didn't actually commit to anything. Nothing was really done to him. As Ark is able to just back out and be okay.
Apologize for that. I'm back.
Well, you
Lost
should.
track of time, so.
You should apologize.
My bad.
Jokes aside, Hunbots is now looking to be
Oh.
feisty. Oh no.
So close, dude.
So very
It's
close
so close
from
to being very
Cheese.
good.
It was so close to being good. By the way, fun interaction as Daji and Discordia. If Discordia is stealthed, you can't teleport to her.
Really? I mean, I guess that makes sense. Never really thought about it, though. I had ham and cheese for dinner.
That sounds awesome.
It was good.
Yeah, ham and cheese does
Got a
sound
little
good.
lettuce on it. Little lettuce, mayonnaise, mustard. You know what I'm saying? It was good. However, with that being said, I'm not gonna hype up Uncle Fable for that solo kill. Sorry, buddy. Ligma. You know what I'm saying?
Someone is a Shiva hater here.
Yeah, I actually really like Shiva. Honestly, I
Oh.
think he's. I don't think he's underrated. He's where he should be. Like he's
Whoa.
not that good.
I had the jungle Hunbats though.
Yeah, you know, I had the same exact thing, Dash. I said the same exact thing.
Hey, man, I don't play him. That's okay. I thought it was good.
I mean, it was
It
good.
might be okay, but
3 patches ago.
it is just a little off.
So what with the dodge? I mean, obviously with dodge, you're gonna want the exact same thing, right?
Yes, correct.
Hmm.
Gotcha.
It's why it's
Yeah, a lot
weird
of
on both
people
people.
Really value that 50%. I think Bologna loses this. Oh,
Bologna got it. And the shop, actually.
W's. Yeah, buy something real fast. Do you get full? Oh, you do get it. Nice.
Phalanx completed.
As
Ship
Don't
now,
stand in that. There
Bots
you
is
go.
vibing.
Figured it out. Goodness.
Speaking of vibing,
Oh
Rom
my
does
gosh,
have
this
to
guy's
be.
just ripping him.
Hey, he's just
Wow.
going for it, you know.
That's crazy.
You gotta respect the hustle.
No, 100%. I mean, hey, he's gonna get somebody eventually, for sure. That's a very fast.
Oh, most definitely. As, by the way, the jungler is a level down on the Geb.
Oh,
Oof.
That is sad.
Oof.
don't want to see that, especially since the Geb doesn't have any kills or assists. That's just farming. I mean, they're kind of running at him though. To be fair, look at that Geb. He's chasing him through the jungle.
He is chasing him through the
Yeah.
jungle.
Combat's not having a good time here, as we see.
They're getting some good poke in on the Thoth here. Tablet of Destinies on Discordia. Weird. Very
Yeah,
weird.
I mean, oh, he's dead again. Wow, he's having a tough time here.
I mean, he does have ultimate, so he could, he's the ultimate
why-
get
why
out.
Why did he wait so long? That's so odd.
I just didn't want to get dashed on, you know.
Not even close.
Yes, but
Yeah.
Speaking of being
Whatever.
dashed on, this would be the play if the Cribus was not aware of you, buddy.
yeah.
Oh, really?
Something I wanted to mention earlier. Sorry to cut you off there, Dash.
No, you're good.
Was that there was no wards purchased early from the supports? Is that kind of like a thing that's happening?
Yeah, so the wards purchase early is more of a thing at the lower ranks, and sometimes at the higher ranks of play. The problem with buying wards early is that you lose out on lane sustain, right? And it's going to be more difficult if you're looking to fight.
Right.
However, if you instead are looking to, by the way, Gab has a full Gauntlet of Thieves here.
Is that Bologna? What the heck?
Bologna is over here, yes.
Bologna just rode the rock.
Does she
I don't know if that was on purpose though.
Oh yeah,
No,
it might
she
not have been.
she rode the
Might not have been.
teleporter. Yeah,
Oh, that's interesting.
were
Yeah, he might have got her. He
ripping
might
on
have
it.
done it to her.
yeah.
Always one of the most troll things to have, and she loses the blue for it. That's a tough
She
one.
might not lose the blue. She does, because Hunbots doesn't know how to use his abilities correctly. It's unfortunate here.
Yeah.
Speaking of Hunbots not using his abilities correctly, oh wait, no, he leapt over the wall. He's good. He's chilling. He's vibing.
Wow. I was gonna say, I hope he didn't hunt bets all, but he doesn't even have it up to even do it.
You want to pull up net worth for me, Hort?
No.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that's about what I expected.
Wow.
There's
Yeah.
a full 1300, 2 levels down on the support here. I'm gonna support the solo lane here.
Yeah, both jungles at the very bottom though. So interestingly enough,
Looks like
You're
the
correct.
Shine has gotten a little bit of a gold lead. About 2k up. Or, almost exactly 2k up. Wow.
Discordia uses the apple just to clear the wave.
I always thought that was an
Hey.
odd thing to do. Like whenever I was first starting here. Oh, he's gonna hit it with it.
That is a good beads from the Discordia just to make sure that she's able to get out. And Fear No Evil and Dharmic Pillars committed there. Is
The
So
Geb?
Geb's leveling real fast because he did.
Yeah,
he
I was
was
curious.
pretty decent.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was decently
It's
sized.
full.
I mean, let's be real with ourselves here. Geb is full shield. I don't even need to go over there, but
wanna
I mean,
see- I
we
wanna
can.
see.
Yeah, all right, there we go. Yeah, there he is.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good
I was
rock.
Like, that's a big field.
That's a good rock over there.
Oh yes.
I really want to see Venus getting on these side camps more. It's part of the reason he's.
So
Well, it looks like he's caught a little bit back
he's
up in
actually
levels,
ahead. The most.
but he's still down in gold on the entire lobby.
So the question is here, like they're both the junglers are the lowest in the game. What do you value more, the Daji or the Hunbats?
As far as
My
being
opinion,
lower
I think
leveled,
The Daji, yeah, like a lower
Daji.
level. Which one is better later? Or like, which one is better lower? And I think
Dodgy.
Dodgy for me. Yep.
It's dodgy.
Yeah, Dodgy's ult is on a shorter cooldown, and that's important. So
Yep.
just base cooldown, base abilities, right?
Yeah.
Dodgy's ult is technically on a short cooldown, and because of that, it is more useful.
Yeah, I was thinking of it for safety as well. Stalling.
Plus, Dodgy ult, the Paolo, does not decrease in cooldown whenever you level it up. Hunbat's ult does. So, with that fact, Hunbat needs levels, right? He needs to not necessarily get a lead, but he does need at least a few levels in it to win it. Speaking of winning it, I expect the beacon to be fought over here, but instead Get Erected is going to back, and now Cheese is just here alone.
Yeah, somebody help my boy out.
Someone needs to help the boy out, and unfortunately I think it's just no help. Just giving it up. Unfortunate.
I mean, there's nothing really to farm. Everything's taken on the farm, on the side of the shine. So they're doing a very good job making sure their jungle stays empty.
And Cheese is throwing abilities out. He is looking for some Murda. Some Moida, if you will. Speaking of Moida, 3 levels down on this ADC, but Promosis is trying here to do some good stuff. Fortunately for Braver, he does have the ultimate that he could definitely use, and he does. But Seepage gets a solo kill onto the Thoth. 1, 2, 3, misses the last 2, the only 2 he needed to hit. Yikes, brother. Solo kill in mid, a kill onto the support for the Pixies means that this is sad.
Yeah. Also, I heard you guys talking about it. I think it was a few games ago about the Executioner versus Kians. I personally am a big fan of Kians. Especially, in terms of Exe versus Kians in terms of solo.
Oh, and solo.
Yeah.
Could have been specific there. In this matchup specifically, I really wanted to see the Kians and the Shiva to the Geb. Very tanky team.
Very health tanky team, specifically.
Yeah. Right.
I do agree with Tansy, because it was me and Tansy that were talking about it. I do agree with him that it is more useful to have that Executioner for your jungler and your carry.
No, I agree.
However, I also agree with you in the fact that Kinsize in this game might have been more potent.
Yep. ADCs are broken. Look, they hit him for 100. Absolutely ridiculous. Could never do that in solo.
Well, hold on. We're gonna catch you on your bullshit. Alright, hold on.
About to be 40s. About to shoot some 40s over here. These are minions, don't count. Look at 80 to 100. Well, that's 121. But
Yeah.
She gets free power.
It doesn't count. Mini doesn't count.
As now Venus is looking for the Charybdis. Again, she does have the beads.
What's your plan here?
Weird. The plan is to be weird.
Yeah, I guess.
Now, by the way, Residual Arc is 3 levels down on this on the Discordia in mid due to that solo kill. Unlucky, if you will.
I mean, this disco has to be farming very well. Levels up. And only got one. It's only been a part of 1 kill, and it was that 1 solo.
Yeah, she has been farming well. She's getting the mid camps. That's kind of the major thing, right? And I don't think Arc has gotten all of his red buffs, which is unfortunate.
Gotcha.
Rom should know that he's standing on a ward. Also, by the way,
Unbat ends
Rom
up getting
is currently ahead.
both relics off the Discordia.
That
with,
is beautiful.
ultimate.
Oh, that's nice.
Arc panic beats. That's okay.
Saw that.
Thoth charging the ult. Still out of range, so he did hit the Geb for about 10.
Also, did the Dodgy even try to hit the Geb?
No.
No, they threw all 3 towards the Thoth, which
Who was
I
out
was
of
very
range?
confused about.
Yeah.
That was a
like just
easy
hit the
kill.
Ganesh. Just hit him.
Right. I guess you aren't gonna.
You can try to kill the guy even.
Right. But
Speaking of just hitting
with the
him,
Rama on the map and no really great secure.
A little early.
a little bit early, but he should be able to at least try here. Pixies do end up securing it with the Astral Barrage. That is a beautiful ultimate from the Rom.
Did they not spot the Rom out?
No, they didn't have it on ward.
Nope. Their ward's on the other side of that rock.
Yep. That is lucky for us, unlucky for them. Truly.
Right.
Right.
However, now Charybdis is now ahead of the Rom somehow, by the way. Rom was ahead, and then now Charybdis is ahead.
Well, when the Hunbatch split the wave, I guess.
Maybe.
Hunbatch
But
is up 2 levels, though, on this style sheet, so...
that is always good.
Was Promosis the jungle last game?
Yes, yes, he was.
Yes.
Gotcha. You'd think the guy that...
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I was fully expecting this.
Yeah, that's a good one. Good job from the Ganesh as well, tanking.
That is unlucky from Ark. Good dash away for the chains, though. And a good Dharmic Pillars means that Promosis should be the one to fall here. Good shield! Oh my god, it's a huge shield. That is a huge shield there, but a
The
horrific.
mix of the Geb shield and the shell coming out in just perfect sequence. So the shell came out first, and then he Geb shielded after that shield was basically broken.
Wow. I was like, what the heck, dude?
Speaking of things being
That was
basically
nuts.
broken, Ark is about to be broken by the Charybdis. If he decides to stay up a little bit farther.
Yeah, definitely next item that I need to see out of this Ganesh is not the bobble, but definitely the erosion. That shield was terrifying to see.
I have to agree that erosion is necessary. However, I wouldn't hate the bobble.
I wouldn't hate the bobble, but I definitely think the erosion is like... Hey,
The erosion is better. That much is for
Yeah.
sure. But we're not hate the
They actually
bobble, as
have a lot of
Hunbots
gold, though. 40 items in,
is...
17
Hunbots
is
stole the blue,
pretty
by the
good.
way.
Oh, nice.
But Hunbots also hasn't gained a level in about a minute and a half.
Oh.
He ends up whiffing an ability.
Oh.
Unlucky. Good Dharmic Pillars means that Dashi is just able to 2 out. Unlucky. As Hunbots is being Hunbots. Monkey see, monkey go, blah, 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 blah.
Shiva's wrapping underneath.
Shiva
and
is
Daji's
wrapping
coming
under,
back into
but
the edge of the
he
fight.
should be able to escape with his life. Yes, he does.
Oh my goodness, Prof Cloak third again from this blow. I just hate it. Like, it's so late.
Now, I have to agree. I'm kind of expecting this Dharmic Pillar to come through.
Oh, look at that. Look at that
Good
camera.
usage of abilities and a forced out beads by the
Late.
Thoth, but it doesn't matter. It was late. As now Promosis is
Super
getting
hard
the
with the
1v1
Snapple
against
from Daji.
Hunbots, and Hunbots wins that 1v1, barely surviving due to the bleed from Daji. And now we are coming back to form for the Pixies. 2k down, just about, but definitely better than it was.
No way
How do you feel
still
about this
objectives.
double flat pen into
Hate it.
Heron's coin?
By the way, Rom is in the air, 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, not gonna get it a second time, though.
Unfortunate, fool
Tried
them
that,
once,
tried.
shame on you. Or shame on them, fool them twice, shame on them again. And that won't happen again.
Right. A bit unfortunate on that. But Bologna was able to kind of split push that whole time. She's only
Speaking of
11
split
now.
pushing, hey, Seepage, how's it going, buddy? You have 2 initiators up on your stuff.
Gold Fury?
Should be a Gold Fury call for the Pixies.
Thoth is over on right doing...
Yeah, Thoth being over on right is awkward, to say the least. The Golden Apple does come through. Rom gets hit by the Golden Apple. That is unfortunate.
Wow, from down
As now Shiva is teleporting over. It's going to be a 4v5.
Where are you going? I thought he was going to stop him.
I thought so too.
That purple buff was going to stop him.
I 100% thought so too.
Wow.
It definitely does feel like that the Pixies are not all on the same page.
Yeah. Bit of an odd back camp.
Agreed.
I mean, the Humbats is over here doing back camps while they could be doing Gold Fury.
Well, it's not while they could be doing Gold Fury. It's while they could be fighting over it. As now
Well,
the
yeah,
Oni
yeah,
Fury
yeah,
is getting
yeah.
pulled by the Shine. And now Get Erected is baiting Fable, you know, as you do. Speaking of getting baited, Erected just gets baited, and Ark also got baited and trying to take a 1v1 against the Daji with no beads up. Unlucky.
I'm confused on where Cheese was going. Like your backline's getting hit.
Somewhere. Probably not nowhere. It was a
We're
good
just-
attempt at the golden apple.
They're just really spread out on this fight. The Dodgy was able to get a 2v1, get the ult out of the Hunbats, go into her own
Speaking
ult.
of getting the 2v1, it's about to be a 1v1 against this Shiva. Tries going up into the air a little bit too late. 1, 2, and 3. The attempt was there. That is what we can say about it. Shiva is still going on this ROM, is finally backing off. Ah,
After
man.
the 3 ages, though.
He does get the raw mages. Let's go ahead and look at player damage here for a second. Yep, that's what I expected.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, man.
Doubling literally everybody else in the lobby.
I think every game so far, except for that crazy Agni game we saw out of KCFA2, has just been solo laner diffed. Like some crazy damage number.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's-
agreed.
Wow, that's so much damage. I think.
23k out there.
He's building defense.
He is. He's building full defense. No soul eaters here, just blue stones.
Yeah.
Speaking of just blue stone, we have a blue stone right here. It's a conduit gem.
Oh, I was like, where are you going with this?
We have 2 of them this game. You know, that's what I like to see. I don't like to see the sands of time. However, it's a beautiful Eagles rally trying to get onto this Daji. Monkey Bounce isn't good enough to actually catch up to him, though. Can't actually get that kill. But now it's the rest of the boys on the Pixies. Hunbats does have to back. And there are Oni waves on this left tower. This duo tower likely to fall. As now Geb is the face. Geb is the frontliner and the tank for this Fire Giant pull, but the pull is not good. They decide to back off of it.
I'm actually really surprised. They saw Thoth all the way back on that right tier 2 tower. Very interested to see why, like to know why they stopped the DPS on that, with Thoth being nowhere. Well,
Because the Astral Barrage.
Nowhere near. I guess it's fair. He already has stolen 1 objective, so.
Yeah, it could be too.
That T2 tower lived in left lane with about 12 each.
That is unfortunate, honestly.
I need the support to go get that Jimmy and sit there for about the next 2 minutes.
Agreed,
Yep.
agreed.
Get it to full HP.
I mean, hey, don't even make it the support, make it the mid laner at this point.
Right?
The Shine has decided to pull the Fire Giant right after doing the Pyromancer.
I mean, I can't blame him. Look what the Shiva's doing to the backline.
Shiva
that poor
is
Ganesha.
relaxing on the back line. Ganesh is going to be dying to this Daji. The Thoughtful is a good attempt, as now the ADC is up in the air. Fire Giant is secured by the Shine. Unfortunately for the Pixies, the solo laner makes a huge play, gets 2 for his life, and now it's a 3rd. And a 4th. It might not be game, but it's definitely going to be a bunch of pressure on a bird.
Yeah.
Geb had the back because he tanked the entire Fire Giant there.
Thank you. There's
So-
the one.
That was a crazy play out of the Shiva. Crazy.
It was definitely a crazy play out of the Shiva. It was a crazy play out of just about everyone that was on the side of the Shine. Speaking of crazy plays,
Phoenix.
there's the bird.
Down.
Geb
Now
should
they're just
be
gonna
able
go
to
over
get
and
on.
breathe on that T2 and left.
Yeah, Geb could get this on his own, buddy. Don't worry about him. He got this. Nope, just kidding. The ADC decides to try to take credit for the whole thing.
Right.
Shame.
I'm actually
See,
kinda
that's when you let your
surprised
support do it.
they preferred, honestly. But I guess they want to go the safer route and go for that Gold Fury instead.
Well, they're looking for the gold. They're looking to push as much of a lead as possible. They're waiting for Fable to come back. And then they're likely to push down this tier 2 in right or the Phoenix in left. One or the other. Speaking of which, the Primal Fury is done by the Chaos side. It is now a solid 10,000 gold lead for the Shine. And a bird down, as they're looking to push up the dual lane bird. They do still have about, what are we thinking? About 2 minutes left on this Fire Giant play.
Yeah, you pick.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't actually tell me, unfortunately.
Yeah, always.
It's about 2 minutes.
About 2 minutes. Loshak, no yawning allowed, brother. We have a finals
I'm
after
sorry.
this.
You know, Paul was about to go to bed. You know that. So.
Also, if the Pixies do end up falling here, they will be playing the KC Banished for the 3rd place match,
Yes.
and whoever does end up winning this set will go on to play the Backdoor Boys. I don't know if we said that one before or not.
We haven't actually said that, but the Banished have ended up, I think, either forfeited their set or lost their set. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I'm about to I'm recontacting the Banish. It may just be whoever loses this automatically gets 3rd place. So.
Hey, you know, that's how it will be sometimes. As Shiva is out of position but uses the ult effectively. As I think the original call was the one they were trying to go for. But now the call is a bit more awkward. As the right tower is almost dead.
So many missabilities.
There are so many missabilities
the
and
wrong.
auto attacks here. Bluestone is stopping them from backing. That means that Arc can't defend this Phoenix on solo. The TP is not good. That is unfortunate.
One of the biggest values I've ever seen out of a Bluestone and the Shiva wall.
Yeah, that is unlucky, for sure, for Arc here. The rest of his team going a bit too gung-ho, trying to kill the Shiva, as he was majorly out of position. Don't get me twisted. But, you know, he's able to.
Fortunately, if you're going to lose any Phoenix,
these would be the two.
The right one is the favorite one to do.
Now, these would be the two Phoenixes to lose if you are going to lose Phoenixes, as we are in stasis mode again. Or it was just a huge lag spike on Smite server's side. I might have to reset after this game. But I'm also not getting any drop frames or anything, so it's just awkward.
Yep. The game's just saying too much Smite today.
Yeah, they're saying too much spectating Smite today. You know, Get Erected ends up up-downing, forcing out the Cryptus Beads. But unfortunately, the Cryptus Beads... Oh my god, Promosis almost dies due to the Stoth ult. 1, 2, and the 3. All 3 are juked. Promosis doesn't end up dying, but the Cryptus does, as now Rom is in the air. 1, 2, and 3. Does not get the kill, but the Hunbots does. As now the Pixies are taking the fight back to the Shine. As Cheese is trying to make sure his jungler can get out, but the 2 is good. 2 is able to keep him from getting demolished. As now Cheese is also trying to take the fight for his life.
This guy's taking a purple buff while their minions are pushing down their birds and Titan.
Yes.
Back! Unbat's back.
But the bird is possibly going to fall here. Nope. Okay, maybe not.
There you go.
But a little bit too aggressive on the side of the Shine. It was a 1-for-2 trade, as Arc did end up falling around the same time Promosis did. But it is a huge swing back for the Pixies, ending up equalizing this gold at about 10,000, 9,000 something. Going on here, 9,800, 9,900 in the lead now.
I mean, to be fair, there's about 5,000 gold worth of towers still up. So, all things considered, if they're able to get maybe a deicide tower sweep all of them, they're going to be about even, if not.
Speaking of getting these sweeps, I would love to see the Pixies try to go for the Fire Giant here, just trying to make that Hail Mary call. Yeah. Not because they know that they're on Gold Fury, but because it's the only call that they can make that makes sense. Their defenses have been good, but that's been due to misplays and missteps. We need a little bit more, as, by the way, Hunbots is going on an adventure. And they stopped chasing him, finally, which is good. But this should now be a fire call for the Shine. Rom might be able to try something here with the Astral Barrage. But he does have beads. Astral Barrage might not be the worst play, but instead it's just going to be a no contest on the Fire Giant. As the Pixie Titan is under attack, the Bologna is the one deciding to make sure that their birds don't fall. A good leap means that Hunbot should be able to get out, but he has to use a Fear No Evil. That is a bad time for this Phoenix defense with EFG on 5 for the Shine. Jungle for jungle ult. But on the bright side, no relics used on the side of the Pixies. There are relics used on the other side, though, as the bomb was unnecessary. And Promosis will end up getting this tier 3 tower, the bird, if you will.
Ooh, really good play out of the dodgy there.
Great play out of the dodgy. Takes the Thoth ult to the chin and lives. As now Cheese is using the ultimate. I'm not quite sure where the ultimate was used, as Smite doesn't like us. But a good Cataclysm means that Cheese might be able to get gone on. Bologna in the back line has to use the Eagle's Rally to get out. It seems like all of these are being whacked. And now it is a 5v5. Seepage is alone back here. It would be helpful for him to try to stay alive if the rest of his boys were here, but instead it's just getting erected. That gets destroyed. As Rom is trying some stuff here, and Seepage ends up getting credit for the kill onto the support. Both frontliners now down for the Pixies, and this will likely be the beginning of the end. The true end, as now Hunbots dies. Both carries the only ones left alive, and they're trying to do something here. 1, 2, and 3. No shots actually connecting. Unfortunate for the Pixies. They try to do everything they can to keep this game going, but the Shine take this in a relatively clean 2-0. Maybe a little bit of playing with their food.
Yeah, a little bit, but I mean, it is what it is. They kind of earned that one. I mean, I really do not want to see another Charybdis game. I guarantee this guy's going to play Charybdis every single game because it's not really worth a ban, but it's so safe. It's very difficult to come over there to even help out your other ADC because it's just Charybdis.
Right.
Makes me
42,000 damage out of the Shiva, by the way.
That is nuts.
goodness.
Double literally everybody on the enemy team.
So the question is, do you ban the Shiva? Because Fable played
No.
Wukong and Shiva. No, you don't ban
I actually
Shiva, right?
think the Charybdis might actually be worth a ban.
Yeah, you should be banning the Charybdis here.
I think it is worth a ban.
Just get this guy on something else. If you are the
Right.
backdoor boys currently watching him,
Let me see.
get this guy on something else.
What's the screenshots look like? Did this guy beat my team with the Charybdis as well? Let's see here.
Probably.
Yep. So that's one Charybdis game. What is this? Okay, so he's played, out of the 4 games he's played today, 3 of which are Charybdis. That's gross. You nasty. You a nasty thing. But now we're heading to the finals between the Backdoor Boys and the Shine.
Yep, we do.
Good job to the
definitely-
Pixies, just for getting that 3rd place, by the way.
Yeah, Pixies do end up getting 3rd place. And hey, you're getting gems, boys. Celebrate about it. But now we're going into the final set against both these teams. By the way, Promosis would be the one to spectate dash.
Okay,
Here, I got you.
got it.
Two.
Yeah, I don't know. All in all, I think that Charybdis pick really probably does need to get banned. Just
Most
because they're so
definitely.
comfortable on it. And I do get a rag on the Thoth a little bit there, because I don't think the double flat pen start was the play.
Yeah, he went double flat pin both games that we saw of him. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I think there were definitely other options that were available. Heck,
Right.
Discordia didn't even go any pin.
Oh no. I accidentally closed Smite.
Ah, come on, man. Come on.
Fine. 4th reset. You should probably do a reset yourself, though.
Yeah, we should be resetting here. Speaking of which, we'll go ahead and reset stream as well. So we will be right back, and we will be able to spectate this final set for this gym tournament.